This is the first thing that really helped me. This is way back in the day, 2006. Truly, truly helped me. It's a simple tip. I call it the, you could say, Friends mindset. Where if you ever watch the show Friends, there's this famous scene where Ross is on a date and he wears these leather pants. And halfway through, he's like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. So he goes to the bathroom, takes off the pants, and he can't get them back up. They're just way too tight. So you see the scene. He's like trying to pull up these pants, can't get them up. He calls his friend Joey. He's like, what do I do? What do I do? She's waiting. She's like, what is he doing in there? Is he taking a dump? What the fuck? He's stuck, and he's like, well, maybe if I put some powder on it. So he sees some powder. He starts putting all this powder. Now there's white powder everywhere. Can't get it up. Gets some cream. Starts squirting the cream everywhere. Still can't get it up. And now he's stuck in the bathroom with this powder and cream all over himself, all over his pants, stuck at his knees. And that's the situation. And I remember watching that and laughing. I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, this is hilarious and cringe and just awesome. What an epic scene. Whoever wrote that scene, massive respect. But then I turned the mirror around on me and said, well, this is interesting because if I were in Ross's shoes, if any of you were in Ross's shoes, how would you feel? Happy? Petrified. You'd be like, this is the word, this can't be reality. This is a nightmare. This is horrible. For him, the fear is real. It's paralyzing. It's terrible. But for you as the viewer, sitting there in front of your TV, you're just chuckling at it, eating some chips, some popcorn. You don't experience it the same way he does, right? So I thought of that. I was like, interesting. Well, what if next time I experience anxiety, I started viewing myself as Ross? What if that was a seeing it in Friends, and instead of being so attached to first-person perspective, oh my God, what are people thinking? What if I zoomed out and thought, what if I was watching this on TV? And I could actually learn to laugh at it. And that's the first step. Learn to laugh at your own anxiety. Now, when I say this, I do not mean dissociate. People misinterpret this. Like, what do you mean? Are you promoting dissociation? No, come on. What I'm promoting is just shift your mindset a little bit and join in on the fun. If there's that anxiety, and say people laugh and judge, why wouldn't you get a part of that? Where you're like, oh, it's all for you. You can laugh at me, but I'm not going to laugh too. No, I'm going to laugh too. Hey, if you're laughing, I'm going to laugh too. I want some of that. And this here, just laughing at it, will take away so much of the heaviness and seriousness, because that's what gets you. When you're anxious, everything becomes a big deal, when in reality, it isn't. Right? It's like, what do people think? Oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. No, it isn't. What if you're watching Ross? Then you can even get creative and be like, well, if I'm watching me as if I was in Friends, what could I do that would make me laugh more? And then it turns into self-amusement. And when that happens, this is on the external side. It doesn't get to the cause, to be clear. But you're invincible. Because no matter what happens, you're in on the joke. You laugh your way out of it. Anxiety only has a hold if you take it seriously. If not, it's chill. Right? The same with judgment, by the way. We're like, what do people think? You know, imagine you're walking down the street and you see a couple teenagers run up and be like, you suck, screw your shirt, and run off. Are you going to walk around like, oh no? The rest of your day, you'll be like, dumb kids, all good. Right? You don't take their opinion seriously. Same here. Anxiety only gets you if you take someone's opinion seriously. Then going beyond that on a deeper level, realize that why are you even taking their opinion seriously? Do they know anything about you? Does anyone know everything about you, by the way? Yes, no? No. Do your parents know everything about you? No. Does your partner? No. Do your kids? No. Do your friends? No. No one in the world. No one's been you except for you, right? You're the only person that knows what it's like to be you, what it's like to live the life that you've lived. No one else. So they don't have all the facts. So any opinion they have doesn't really matter, right? Because it's speculation. The same here. Whatever you all think of me, you don't know me. You know very little of me. What you know is based on the little glimpses of things you see online. And then you project onto that and you speculate. If I came up to you and I'm like, hey, let me give you my opinion on how they make this water here. I know everything about it. Would you take it seriously? Nope. No? Well, how would you know? What if I studied how to do this? No, you wouldn't. You're like, well, he doesn't really know about this. Let me give you my opinion on how they make computer chips, everybody. You'd walk out. Same with anyone thinking anything of you. Whatever their opinion is, positive as well, by the way, doesn't mean anything because it's just speculation and projection. Okay, the example I always give is look at the two people next to you, assuming you don't know them. Or pick two people in the crowd you don't know at random. Just in your head right now, two people. Okay, got them? Now, I want you to picture this scenario. You're on a cliff, looking down, and they're both hanging on this cliff, hanging for their lives. And you can just save one of them. Don't tell them, but in your head, who would you save out of the two? Think about it. Who would you actually save? And the follow-up, again, don't tell them. Be like, you, screw you. The follow-up is, well, why them? Why did you pick this person and not that person? And what you'll see is, they're two strangers. You know nothing about them. The only reason you might have picked one is based upon your assumptions and you speculating and projecting, right? Maybe one of them, you're like, reminds me of my stepdad. Screw that person, right? Or, oh, that person seems smug. They think like they're above it all. They seem a little too dumb. They're too ugly, right? Whatever it is. But again, you know nothing about them. And it just shows you how much we project, right? I see this too, by the way, with, you could say, super fans. Super fans, being modest, is someone who regards me as a god. It happens. It does. It does happen. And I know. Every single time it happens, though, and I see a super fan who's like, Julien, let me kiss the feet. I always know, 99.9% of the time, that they will turn into a super hater. Why?
Like disappointment.
Disappointment because I am not who they project I am. If you're a super fan, like no joke, that literally means you're projecting like all this glamour and these high qualities on the person. You're like, they are so perfect. My gosh. And when you realize they're actually human, they're not who you think they were, here's who they actually are, disappointment kicks in. Another symptom of, again, all this projection and speculation. So in the end, the only opinion that matters is your own, right? The rest really doesn't matter. The rest also, even if it's positive, it doesn't enhance you. If someone's like, you're great, I'm like, oh, thanks. But you're speculating, doesn't matter, only I can decide if I'm great or not. You suck! Doesn't matter, only I can really decide that. Right? It's the whole blue hair. You might have seen me post about this. If I came up to say you, and I'm like, fuck your blue hair. You piece of shit with your blue hair. Get out of here. Are you going to take offense to it?
Yeah.
Are any of you going to take offense to that? Screw all your fuck blue hair. No, you can be like, I don't have blue hair. What the fuck's he talking about? The same thing is, you suck. No, I know I'm awesome, but I don't have blue hair. You're the best. Glad you think so, but only I know. Only I know the color of my hair. Only you know who you are at a core, no one else. Only you can have the final word. So you realize no one can approve or disapprove of you except for you. Freeing. Tip number 2, building on the Ross mindset, was this formula that I've taught for years. Suggest writing it down. Embrace, exaggerate, laugh. Embrace, exaggerate, laugh. So you hear laughing at your own anxiety takes the power away. Boiling it down with anything that has a hold over you, anything that just feels too serious, embrace, exaggerate, laugh your way out of it. So what does that mean? Say you're anxious, and say you're in a conversation and you run out of things to say. What do people do? They panic. What do I say? Oh my God, I ran out of things to say. And again, it's very heavy, takes a hold over them. They get stifled. That used to be me. It's like, what if first of all you embraced it? Instead of resisting, oh, I ran out of things to say, you're like, yes, I ran out of things to say. Say you experience anxiety. Oh, I'm anxious. Yes, I'm anxious. Say you're all sad. Oh, I'm so, yes, I'm sad. Because whatever you resist persists. So embracing it already takes a lot of the hold off of you, right? You can also think, by the way, say in terms of anxiety, what if that was the goal? What if hypothetically, think of a multiverse. You were born in another universe where everyone was trying to be anxious, right? Everyone here is trying to not be anxious. But what if you were born where everyone is like, man, I wish I was more anxious. And there are all these courses and seminars on how to be anxious, and people are struggling. They're like, just can't be anxious. Like, give me the tips. I'm like, here's 3 tips to be more anxious. I believe in you. You can be more anxious. Come on. It's like having people like come up front, like, more, come on. And there's like, I can't. I'm too confident. Right? Say that was the reality. And say you experience the same anxiety you might experience in this universe. Your experience would change completely. Instead of, oh no, I'm anxious, you'd be like, I did it, everyone. I'm anxious. Because there's the non-resistance. There's not that bad label placed on it. So number 1, embrace. Number 2, exaggerate it. Play into it, similar to the Ross mindset. So say you ran out of things to say, instead of being like, oh no, be like, yes, I ran out of things to say. How can you exaggerate that? Be like, oh, by the way, I ran out of things to say. I should have watched more Julien videos. There's a way. And you can exaggerate it to the point, be like, I'm just so pathetic. I don't have much to say. I've lived in my room my entire life. Right? You can exaggerate it to the point where you then laugh at it. And as we talked about, when you laugh, the hold it has on you is gone. Okay? The example I always give with this is a client, this is many years ago in London. He wanted to work on his social skills. And we were out just talking to people, having fun. And he came up to me, he's like, Julien, I just, no one likes me. I just don't think I can ever break out of this. This is just not for me. I just can't. He started tearing up and crying. And I told him, embrace, exaggerate, laugh. What I want you to do is he's crying there looking at me. So I want you to go up to 2 people over there. I want you to say hi. I want you to embrace how sad you feel. I want you to tell them what you told me, and I want you to exaggerate it. So he goes up. So imagine you're out, you're just having a drink, and someone comes up to you in tears. Like, excuse me. It's like, excuse me. I'm just so shy and stifled, and I just can't get in a good mood. Just so pathetic. Now, even doing that, I'm kind of chuckling. And so he does that for like 20, 30 seconds, comes back to me, and I'm like, how was it? He's like, it was okay, but I noticed a little hint of a smile. I'm like, okay, next group over there, go say hi and exaggerate it even more, to the point where you can maybe laugh at it. He goes up, he's like, yeah, I just suck so much. I just wish I was more like Julien. Then he comes back and there's a bit of a smile. I'm like, okay, well now, yes, you still feel sad, but a little less sad than before, right? He's like, yeah. So go tell the next group that. He goes up to the next group, he's like, I used to feel sad, but I'm a little less sad now. Right? Then chuckles a bit more. And ultimately, worked his way out of it and had a great time. He embraced, exaggerated, and laughed his way out of it all. And there's always a way. And then the next skill that goes hand in hand with this is creativity, where use whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, whatever other people are saying, anything from the environment, in a creative way, use it to embrace, exaggerate, laugh. If someone's like, oh, you suck, I hate your feet. Like, my mom does too, I know. Right? Just things like that. It's a great way to also, in a flow of a conversation, play along with things. It's also what comedians use. Anytime you see a heckler at a comedy show, it's always embrace, exaggerate, laugh. They never go against it. They're like, shut up, heckler, shut up. You'll never see that. There was like, what did he say? What? And then play along with it. Embrace, then they exaggerate it, play into it, and everyone laughs. That's the whole formula.